We have seen MAGA voters in tears, realizing the reality they've been cheering for is now hitting back. Job loss, deportation taking effect, and the system they supported is standing on them. And the internet is not holding back. People are reacting with no sympathy, setting up honest critique, and we told you so energy. This is the ask. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button. You'll be supporting our channel so much. So let's dive in there and check it out how the internet is responding to those regretful MAGA voters. Let's go to the video.
Regret voting for the orange vote yet? No? Not until it affects you, right? Not until it affects you personally, right? What about mass deportation? Deport them all. Do it. They're illegal. Deport them all. Who do you think is paying the price? Who do you think is paying the price? Wake up, America. Wake up. You guys are stuck in an orange box. Literally, y'all are stuck in there. Take off your orange shades, okay? Take them off. Take them off, honey, because you're blinded. You've been brainwashed, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, he knew exactly who to target, and yeah, gotcha, right? So anyways, although y'all say it's too late, it is not too late. Come on over and debate. I will be live today all day. By all means, I would love to see MAGA and or Trump supporters come on through. But when you do, please make sure to provide me a source, because I do like to look into things, and I'm not the type of person that doesn't have a problem saying I'm wrong. But when you do come in and claim that something is a fact, please be ready to provide me with a source, as I will do the same. Bye-bye. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.
I've seen a lot of conservative stuff on my feed lately, and one thing I just saw was a girl that said, "Hey Dems, if you're rude to someone who didn't vote like you, that doesn't make you a good person. You're supposed to be the party of love and tolerance and acceptance. If I've distanced myself from you in person, or if I'm no longer your friend, or yeah, if I am rude to you, it's because I've suddenly realized that we are no longer on the same operating system. We're no longer playing the same game. We're not on the same field. The curtain has been dropped. If I'm rude to you and if I've distanced myself from you, it's because of morals and ethics at this point. You voted for a man who has talked shit about women, who used all capital letters to say, I hate Taylor Swift. You voted for a man convicted of 34 felony counts of fraud. Voted for a man who repeatedly refers to Democrats as the radical left. He's villainized 50% of this population. You voted for a man who can't stop describing me that way. You voted for a man who won't take questions from reporters if he doesn't like them or he doesn't like what they're saying. You voted for a man who repeatedly calls people stupid. More than anything else, if you're mad at me for now voicing my opinions about him and you, he started it. He started the internet trash talking. Do you remember that? 15 some years ago, his Twitter, he started it. And now I am simply following in your leader's footsteps. Don't get mad at me for suddenly using the voice that I've withheld for so long, because I am a party of love and tolerance and acceptance. I do believe everybody gets a fair shot. But when I suddenly notice that 50% of this country has voted for someone with no morals and no ethics, who follows the money more than anything else, that's where I say, hang on, do we need to be united?
Seeing people regret voting for Trump is so annoying to me. I thought it was going to be kind of satisfying, because it's like, I told you so. We all told you. But it's infuriating, because we did tell you. We've been telling you. You had him for 4 years. You didn't realize that it was probably not a good decision. He told you exactly what he was going to do. Professionals said, hey, this isn't going to be good. This is going to negatively impact you. And y'all didn't listen. You still voted for him. We had so many celebrities, so many influencers out here saying, hey, vote for Trump, da-da-da-da. And now they're all backpedaling. And it's only because it's affecting you now? You didn't care that all these other minorities were being affected, but now that it's affecting you, now you care. Well, lucky for you, we're all just screwed now. So, that's great.
See, that's the part that always gets me. People tried, they broke it down, they said, hey, these persons are cheering for, they're gonna come back for you too. But now, they were too busy chanting and acting like they were untouchable, right? Now, they shocked to the same system they supported is standing on them. Come on.
Hey there, how's it going? So I've been watching a lot of the Leaving MAGA and MAGA Regret videos on here, and I have to say that they just make me chuckle a little. And I'm sure you heard this before, but yeah, we told you so. We've been telling you this for almost a decade. What do? You call us every corny ass name in the book. So now that you finally stopped drinking the Kool-Aid, I feel like you're trying to get sympathy from us. I can't speak for all of my fellow left-leaning people in this country because I'm sure they have much more compassion than I do. But disrespectfully, take your little video and your red hat and shove it up your ass. There. Now that I've said that, what's your next step? What's your plan? I mean, the damage is done. Are you going to get loud with us, or are you going to just let this country sink into ruin?
I'm seeing more and more people online saying, well, I voted for Trump, but I didn't vote to lose my job, and I didn't vote for a global trade war, and I didn't vote for Elon Musk to run amok in the government, slashing agencies and cutting jobs, and I didn't vote to see America's allies cast aside. Oh, what the f*** are you talking about? Of course you voted for that. You were perfectly happy to see all that happen as long as it didn't happen to you. And now that the leopard is eating your face, suddenly you've changed your tune. Well, you get no sympathy from me. You voted for that. You wanted that. So you sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor. I don't care what happens to you. I just want you to feel the pain that you brought on yourself, because that is the only way you can learn.
How do you feel about Trump running for the third term?
Definitely.
Definitely not.
Somebody needs to assassinate him. Bro, what the f***? What the... Bro? I'm gonna ask y'all this question again. When are y'all gonna admit that he has no idea what the f*** he's doing? Trump tariffs wipes out 3.1 trillion from the... in one day? Not million, not billion, trillion in one day.
Include the fact that Donald Trump's plans for the economy would accelerate inflation and invite a recession by the middle of next year. Increase inflation and by the middle of next year would invite a recession. Increase inflation and invite a recession by the middle of next year.
What kind of sick tariffs? Penguins. You gotta be a dirty fucker. You gotta be a dirty fucker to tariff penguins. You sick motherfucker. You sick.
Something pretty wild is happening in the MAGA base right now. And honestly, it's the kind of twist you couldn't script better if Netflix handed it to Shonda Rhimes.
Now everything's more expensive! Oh, I can't afford groceries. You could afford groceries! You couldn't afford rent! Your landlord raised your rent, so you elected a fucking landlord to be president who has dementia, who's insane, who paid people to write his college papers. He doesn't even know what a tariff is. He thinks tariff is a stripper.
Remember when Donald Trump promised that prices would magically drop the second he strutted back into the Oval Office? Yeah, turns out that day one discount never showed up. No rollback, no rollback aisle, just vibes, and unfortunately, a growing mountain of receipts. Fast forward 3 months into Trump's second term, and guess who's getting absolutely sucker punched by the cost of living?
Everything just became more expensive. Oh my God. Oh, no, they're gonna bring back manufactured jobs. You don't want to work in a manufacturing warehouse. Are you kidding me?
The very folks who cheered the loudest at his rallies, red hats and all. Turns out their economic savior might have walked them straight into a financial minefield. And now, things are getting awkward.
I have a couple comments and a prediction on this MAGA regret thing that seems to be trending. First off, we told you so for years what he's intending to do. We kept saying Project 2025, and you kept saying no. We kept saying dictatorship, and you kept saying no. We kept saying he doesn't care about you. He just cares about your votes. And you kept saying, he was joking. And a lot of you are realizing we were right. And then there's a lot of you who think that Donald Trump should give you an exception to what everybody else is going through because you voted for him. And you're thinking that Trump is going to make stipulations in executive orders because he's not going legislatively. This is all executive orders. That he's going to make a stipulation saying, well, if you voted for me, then this doesn't affect you. And therein lies my prediction that he'll toy with that idea and perhaps even put in that rule. But then again, he just cared about their vote. He didn't really care about them. neither do I.
This is why his white folks have zero sympathy. It's not that people didn't care before, it's that they did, and they get ignored, mocked, got called snowflakes on those names, right? And now the same people are crying for help from those very folks they shut down, right? You reap what you vote for, my guy.
Hey y'all, so I've been seeing it float around that there are some MAGAs who actually do regret voting the way that they did. And what I have to say about that is good. Because honestly, the more you regret the thing that you've done, the more uncomfortable it is for you to sit with it, the more likely you are to remember this for next time. Maybe you're finally going to admit to yourself, I was wrong. Maybe you're finally going to admit to yourself, other people were right. Maybe you're going to admit to yourself, I made a huge mistake. I never should have done that. Maybe you will finally admit to yourself, I got taken in. I fell for a con. Maybe also you will admit to yourself that you don't care about anyone or anything unless it directly involves you. Maybe you'll finally admit that all of the people who were fighting for the cushy life that you had been living are the exact people whose lives you voted against. Maybe you'll finally realize how complacent you'd become. And maybe you'll finally realize, yeah, you know what? I actually was/am racist. Maybe you'll finally admit that you had been living with bigotry and racism up until that point, or maybe even now still. And maybe you're going to finally realize that what we're all facing now, you included, is not how we want to live. So yes, good. Regret it. Be uncomfortable. Sit with that because nobody's going to have any sympathy for you. You're going to sit with that all alone, and you're going to have to face some hard truths. And I really hope that this experience changes you for the better. Because honestly, if it doesn't, then you kind of truly are a lost cause. Meanwhile, everybody else, what do we get to say? I told you so.
So if you spend years supporting policies built on cruelty, don't act surprised when that cruelty cycles back to your doorstep. Shout out to the people who kept speaking up even when nobody listened. This unjust revenge is a reality. Hit the like button and drop a comment if you want someone to. And yeah, subscribe if you are done pretending Trump was ever the solution. See you to the next one. Bye-bye.